Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to you, hopefully elect. I'm your brother Yahweh Call from Great Millstone, Orlando. And, Lord willing, and I just say this through the Spirit. Trump being the last Trump. Lord willing, the Trump's administration, this will be the last Trump. All right. The devil is more and more showing his horns, showing his true colors. All right. As many of us believe, Trump could very well be the guy, to usher in a lot of things. He could very well be the guy to really set off Revelation 12. The devil coming down with great wrath. All right. This guy's signing all type of executive orders. All right. This man is really setting the stage for, go ahead and grab this right here. Bear with me. As some believe, and of course it makes sense, but of course we just have to wait and see. But as some of the beloved apostles and elders believe, this guy could very well be the cruel Lord that the scriptures talk about. So I'm gonna grab this, because again, little by little, is this man setting the stage for perilous times, which this is what I'm going to get. 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. All right. Going into very bad times. All right. As a matter of fact, let's just see what this word goes into. This word for perilous. The root etymology, it says through the idea of reducing the strength. Very interesting. Some of the definitions, it says hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce. Again, as some of the beloved apostles and elders believe, he could very well be the fierce Lord. So that's rather interesting. And it also says savage. All these are good. And this man is definitely a savage. Like I said, man, just he's showing his true colors. He's showing his true horns. Because for the most part, people so-called voted for Trump with this, all the crisis that's been going on since Biden has been in office. All right, with the immigrants. All right, people quickly forget. Again, during Biden's administration, you had gangs taking over apartment complexes and things of that nature. People quickly forget these things. So, like I said, with the combination of all these things that have been going on under Biden's administration, Trump is being set up as the savior. And people took the bait. All right, people fell for it. All right. But again, more and more, he's showing his true colors. He's showing his horns. So yeah, that's it on that. And again, Trump is setting the stage executive order after executive order. All right. I got this article here. I saw a clip on this, a little TikTok clip, and which prompted me to just look into this. And there are multiple sources going into this, so it appears to be true. All right. What this is, it says Trump took down police misconduct database, but states can still share background check info. And I'm just going to breeze through this article. It says a federal system for doing background checks on law enforcement officers has gone offline thanks to an executive order signed by Trump when he returned to the White House. The National Law Enforcement Accountability Database was launched in 2023 as a central repository of the professional records of federal law enforcement officers. The main purpose was to allow prospective employers, other federal agencies, or local police to check their backgrounds for misconduct. The system is now offline. Why did President Trump decommission the database? It appears to be a casualty of Trump's flurry of first-day executive orders, which included the revocation of a long list of President Biden executive orders. Yeah, because before Biden left, he conducted all type of he put all type of pardons into place, and Trump is basically saying to hell with those pardons. You got Trump basically going back and forth with the what is it, the Supreme Court, if I'm not mistaken. Trump just fired thousands of bear with me real quick as I look this up. This man is being a savage, as I read one of the definitions for that word, perilous. But bear with me as I look this up. Because Trump is doing certain things that's going against the let me see. I don't think it's the Supreme Court. Let me look this up real quick. Bear with me. Bear with me. Or the U.S. judge, rather. Because Trump, he fired thousands of, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, federal workers. If I'm not mistaken. But the U.S. judge was basically telling Trump to reinstate those workers. So he's doing a lot of questionable things against the people are, like I said, starting to wake up and realize that this man might not be the great white hope that we thought him to be. Bear with me real quick. As I look something up. So yeah, because there was something else going against the the U.S. judge. There was a few things actually, but there's no need to look into each and every one of them. But reading on again, why did President Trump decommission the database? It appears to be a casualty of Trump's flurry of first-day executive orders, which included the revocation of a long list of President Biden executive orders. One of those Biden orders was a package of police reform signed on May 25th, 2022, the second anniversary of the murder of George Floyd. The database was just one item among many in Biden's order, and the Trump administration has not criticized it specifically, though in the preface to the revocation, it criticized the Biden policies in general over what is called unlawful and radical DEI ideology, which, as we know or should know, Trump's doing away with the DEI. It says neither the White House nor the Justice Department has reported to NPR's request for an explanation for the decommissioning of the NLEAD. Will this make it harder for law enforcement agencies to catch job applicants with problems in their past? Yes, especially when officers move between federal agencies. The Biden administration had hoped this would also allow local police departments to check the records of former federal officers, and now that won't happen. But when local departments hire officers with previous experience, they usually come from other state and local agencies, not from federal government. Another systems called the National Decertification Index allows departments to check officers' records in other states. So basically, and Lord willing, if you want to read this, I'll leave it in the description. But basically, this database that Trump has decommissioned or done away with, when it comes to these federal workers, mainly dealing with cops. All right. This is a database that basically, when cops get in trouble, when they commit certain crimes, do certain things, this database will pretty much be like a record, because oftentimes when cops get in trouble, they get busted or whatever the case may be. Oftentimes they might go to another department, move to another state, something like that, and this includes a variety of things such as grape. If a cop ends up raping a woman after she's been arrested, with this database, if he leaves the force, or if he leaves one certain agency and tries to go to another one, with this database, it would basically show, that this dude, he, did such and such, so that they would have that record. All right. Because that happens often, especially with the police force. Cops get in trouble. They might end up leaving, but they might end up joining another agency in somewhere else. That happens a lot. You see, and many other things, because, of course, you have a lot of, dirty cops out there and whatnot. So with this database, it would basically be like a rap sheet. But the fact that Trump has done away with this, there's no telling, there's no telling, so basically these cops can get away with whatever, and they basically won't be held accountable, in case they do. Like I said, something happens, they get in trouble, they end up leaving the force or whatever and try to join another force. This won't, whatever they've done, whatever trouble they've gotten into, it won't be on their record. So that's what this database, or doing away with this database, is setting the stage for all type of unaccountable things taking place. You see, with these boneheaded Negroes, all right. And we told Jake, we told this We told Jake that this was gonna happen. You know, because when Trump was in office the first time, everyone was saying, calling, screaming racist. Trump is a racist, right? Because Jake really they don't know a thing about anything. Well, why did you vote for Trump? Well, they can't even really tell you. Well, why did you vote? Because when it came to Biden, well, why did you vote for Biden? Well, we just want to get Trump out of there, right? Not knowing a damn thing. And Biden and Kamala, they have history too, especially that demon Kamala. All right, she's known for really throwing Jake under the bus, so to say. Biden, he was a devil too, but Jake, they don't know that history, because they don't know a damn thing. But when you ask Jake, why did you vote for Biden? Well, we just want to get Trump out of there. And we told Jake, I remember telling Jake, man, y'all crying to get Trump out of office. Watch, y'all gonna be crying for him to get back in office, because Biden is gonna make shit worse. And that's exactly what happened. All right, Biden was no better. We told Jake, man, y'all were gonna be crying for Trump to get back in office, and sure enough, you got what you wanted, and now the Lord's going to this devil, he's showing himself more and more. Because I was making a point, you boneheaded Negroes, you don't understand when this whole thing of making America great again, what that entails. Because when was Babylon great? When you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians were in slavery. Because when I think about this, it just takes me back to I said that like I've been there, but we'll more than likely have. We all have probably in our past life going back to chattel slavery. But it just reminds me of the good old days, and that's exactly what these Edomites, when they cry, when they scream, when they chant, "Make America Great Again," when they chant MAGA, that's exactly what comes to mind. The good old days. Hanging Jakes and chattel slavery. And things of that nature. All right, the good old days. You see, and this is what this reminds me of, because the whole police force in the first place was set up to capture Jake, capture Jakes during the time of slavery, Jakes that ran away, or runaway slaves. That's what the whole police force was pretty much set up for, and we know the different accounts throughout history, recent history, Jake's getting beat to death. You got certain, it's been coming out, graveyards, because a lot of these precincts, they're built on top of, they have all type of bones of Jake that Esau, and I'm trying to keep it as PG as possible, because you know how YouTube is. But again, this reminds me of when the quote unquote good days. If a cop back in the days wanted to just pull over and basically murder a Jake and dump his body in the river, he could do so and get away with it. He would get appraised for it. Wouldn't get held accountable or nothing. You have plenty of Jakes, man. Bodies of Jakes, somewhere. You got a lot of what do you call it? Cases that went cold, the cold cases, right? Because these cops, man, these cats in these police forces, man, and that's why they're gonna have to pay too. The Lord's gonna get them too. Because it's gonna get bad out here to the point where, hey, like the scriptures say, the mighty man have forborne to fight. A lot of these guys in the police force responsible for the bloodshed of a lot of Israelites. A lot of these police precincts, they sit on top of basically graveyards of Jake. You got people today still looking for loved ones, Jakes that went missing. like I said, a lot of those cases that went cold, you know. So that's what all this reminds me of. The fact that Trump is doing away with this, or has done away with it. He's decommissioned this. This is what this reminds me of. Because this devil, he's showing his horns more and more. And that's why Yahweh Shema Shai has to take this man out of here within a reasonable amount of time. Because if the Lord allows Esau, hypothetically speaking, if the Lord allows Esau to continue on with this, it's going to be a dystopian environment beyond what we can even think of. It'll be worse than chattel slavery. So that's why the Lord has to take this man out of here, man, soon. All right. Because it will get to the good old days and then some, like I said, it'll get worse, but this devil's showing his horns, man. I just found this rather interesting. Trump, man, he could very well be that dude. Also got this article here because, with this whole, well, let me just read this. Let me not jump the gun. Because I was going to touch on the Wartime Act. The Trump enacting the wartime powers, which basically gives, basically with that the Trump, he can because with the whole Alien Act, which when you go into that, with the Alien Act is basically a rounding up of non-citizens without a trial or anything, and sending them back to wherever they came from. We've seen that mostly during World War II, gathering up of immigrants, illegal immigrants, non-citizens, all right, without any type of trial or anything like that. It can give power to the FBI and the Alphabet Boys, give them more power to let me grab this a second, Edges. And there's already a division because, like I said, when people find out Trump is he's not the great white hope that they thought him to be. And we're already seeing that because you already got MAGA coming out, Trump's own supporters coming out against Trump. Second Edges 16, verse 68, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And this lines up with what I quoted earlier, Revelation 20. I'm sorry. Slack, yeah, I misquoted it. Let me just get it. Revelation 12. I'm sorry. As soon as this thing loads up. So Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell there in them. Talking about the hopefully elect, because the kingdom of heaven is within us. All right. It says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So again, this lines up with what I just read here. 2 Ezra 16, 68 again. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. So again, this Trump, And again, through the Spirit, man, Lord willing, this is the last trump. All right. And what do I mean by the last trump? Because the scriptures talk about the sixth trump going into the seventh trump. You know, the seven trumpets, the seven plagues, right? Seven troubles. All right. Which basically, when you run through it, the sixth going into the seventh. You know, Jacob's trouble, all hell breaking loose, right? Which goes into the seventh, which, you know, that'll usher in Yahushua's second coming, because at the seventh trump, that's when Yahushua is going to come. That's when World War III is going to be in full effect. That's when it's going to go fully kinetic with the nuclear missiles. All right. But that's when Yahushua make his return. So all these things are leading up. And that's why, like I said, in Revelation 12, you know, rejoice ye heavens, because we understand the end game of all this. We understand what it's going to lead to. All right. Because, like I said, you see people now crying out. People are crying out, man, on the internet, because they're starting to see Trump, man. He's not the great white hope that they thought him to be. So people are crying out now. Now people are getting nervous. You know, I be seeing people on Instagram. All they do is talk shit. Some you know, people that I know, all they do is talk shit over the years and this and that. You know, but now people are posting scriptures. People are getting so-called spiritual. You know, and I say spiritual rather than religious, because the religion doesn't have the answers. You know, these churches, so-called churches, they don't have the answers. So people aren't flocking to them for the most part. So people are so-called getting spiritual. You know, people are getting nervous, as they should. All right. 2 Corinthians 16 and 68 again. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. All right. So again, Trump, he's setting the stage. The scriptures say that some of us shall be cast into prison. Trump, he's setting the stage through his executive orders, through his legislations. All right, he's setting the stage for these things to happen. You know, because they're gonna come out the Negroes too. You know, and it's not just the saying that brothers have. Northern Kingdom got it first, but Southern Kingdom got it the worst. You know, because typically Northern Kingdom they went into captivity. For the most part, they always went into captivity first. You know, we've seen that with the Assyrians, right? Which was mainly the Northern Kingdoms going into captivity. Right, we talk about chattel slavery, right? But before you had the chattel slavery, you had going back into the conquistadors, right? What is that? I think it's 1492, if I'm not mistaken. All right, you know, when Esau, you know, his the Spaniard quest, right? Because the Northern Kingdom, they were already over here in the Americas, all right, before the Southern Kingdom. So, you know, we talk about the chattel slavery dealing with the Southern Kingdom, but the Lord already sent Esau over here to get the Northern Kingdom. So typically, and over the years, if you've been paying attention to current news, for the most part, Northern Kingdom, they've been catching hell. Venezuela and a lot of the Northern Kingdom countries, nations, they've been catching hell. So typically, the Northern Kingdom goes in, you know, they catch hell first. So like I quoted, you know, Northern Kingdom's first, but Judah gets it the worst, you know. So they gonna come after you boneheaded Negroes too. All right. It says, verse 69, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and reproach and trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So the point being that insurrection, all right, that gathering up, all right. And again, more and more is looking like Trump, he's setting that stage for these things to take place with all his executive orders. All right. So when you go into that Alien Act and him enacting the wartime act, all right, would encourage you to look into those things. All right. But I got this here. Why the Trump administration is taking aim at stablecoins to jumpstart its pro-crypto push. And just to read some of this, it says the White House could soon take action in the key corner of the cryptocurrency market as it aims to deliver on promises made during the campaign to make digital assets a focus for the administration. Now, you got to think, because at one point, Trump was against all the cryptocurrency and things of that nature. You know, he at one point he was against these things, Bitcoin and things of that nature, but all of a sudden he's with it. You see, you got to ask yourself. It says stablecoins, which are cryptocurrencies pegged to fiat money, can expect transparent regulation from Washington in the coming months. That's according to AI and crypto czar David Sachs, who announced on Tuesday that Trump administration has prioritized a federal stablecoins bill, one introduced by Republican Senator Bill Hagerty the same day, gives an idea of what's taking shape. Investors have eagerly looked forward to Washington's embrace for crypto-friendly policies, and Hagerty's stablecoin bill may be just what the market wants to see: clear issuance procedures and light-touch regulatory standards. But the federal government also has reason to be excited about stablecoins. About 98% of the stablecoins, which are meant